Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Beast here, and today I'm just doing a quick refinement to my battle truck engine that I'm making using Fmod. And I did a stream earlier on the initial process of using Fmod to refine the engine sounds. We got the engine working, and now I'm just fine-tuning the sounds a bit more. Up here I had in the unloaded bar, I had a few more sounds for the previous engines, which was the Batmobile tumbler engine that I was trying to build, or that I did build but I wasn't never happy with. So let's just quickly show you what the battle truck's about before we go any further. So here's the battle truck. It's a 1980s movie. That came out in NZ, and it was built up in Auckland and then driven down by road to the South Island and filmed in this movie, which is a low budget movie, but the truck was really cool. So it was my first try at 3D modelling in Blender for ATS, so I thought I'd build the truck, and which I'll show you in a moment. But even though the movie is old school and low budget, the truck was so cool.
Hey, you hear that? What's that noise?
It's just the wind.
No, I can hear something.
So I'll just set a few things up in the background while you have a look at the battle truck. Then I'm going to show you quickly what I've been working on to refine my Fmod engine. There are some specific engine sounds that I've taken from the battle truck, which was hard to do because they loop in Fmod during the game, and so they had to be clean sounds without variation, which was hard to find because obviously it's a live truck driving, and so there's a lot of background noise in the sounds that I had to clean up, as well as try and clip a file long enough that had a decent sample of sound but still looped without too much variation. So hopefully I've done enough of that. And put those assets into my Fmod folder, and I'll show you through that in a minute.
Discard your weapons and stop immediately.
I'll take you there, no problem. I know where it is, sir. I'll take you there.
Thank you very much.
This sound here. Oh yeah, that's so cool. That's such a beast sound. So that's a sound that I've captured, edited, and put into Fmod. And I'm going to quickly show you how that looks in the file, and then we'll drive the truck and see how it sounds in game. And my version of the truck isn't fully movie accurate. There are a couple of things I wanted to do. I wanted to maintain chrome on the ball bars and trims and things. I've used the longer trailer. That trailer there looks like it was built over a flatbed, because you can see the base of the flatbed here on the bottom of the trailer. Mine's built around a 45-foot box trailer at this stage, but I will transfer it to a flatbed now. But I've seen that this was built on a flatbed, which makes more sense. Because I built the original over a box trailer, it doesn't taper down to the height of the cab like the movie truck does, but again, I'll fix all of that in my second version of the build. So anyway guys, that is the battle truck. And now let's have a look what I'm doing with Fmod. So in my assets folder, you'll see here that there are a few new sounds that I've put in, and these sounds were all taken from that movie clip you just watched. And I've refined those sounds, and we'll go through them. But the main one that I'm using here is actually the battle cruise file here, and you can see that I've got it used in 3 different instances. So let's have a listen to, first of all, the startup sequence that I changed. So if we put that into play, what I did here was I wanted to have a turbine sound spooling up when the engine starts, which is like the movie battle truck has. The other 2 sounds are the same generic sounds that I've used in my other previous Fmod engines. So let's have a listen to startup. There's the turbine to start up. Stop that. And we'll go back and let's have a look at the engine stop event. Perfect. And again, the startup event. That's beautiful. And then in this loop here, this blue loop section is where all of the game sounds happen throughout your time playing the game. So if you start event and stop event. So anyway, let's stop that. Let's have a look at the RPM. And that's where all the magic's happening. What I've done is I've taken the battle cruise and used it as a start off sound from 600 revs, as you can see up here in the unloaded section. And that takes us through to 1100 revs. So that's got its own pitch and frequencies down here in the auto pitch. It's the exact same sound clip again that I've used with a slightly different pitch for the rev range, going from 900 revs right through to 3500, and then again changing the pitch slightly for 3200 through to, well, that should be 5000 revs, which is the red line that I've got these particular engines set to. I've taken away a few other V8 sounds and bits and pieces in here, which were from a monster engine that I designed in the Batmobile Tumbler. So let's have a listen to what's going on here in each section one by one. So we'll go first of all for the unloaded, which is your normal driving around the roads without heavy load. So there you go, that's what it sounds like from startup. Starting revs. And so you can hear the actual sound that we just did on the Battleship video right there in this game, in this engine. Right through 5000. So you can see here that I've tapered the sound off between 4500 and 5000, so that all we're left with is a super mode turbine hum and a cabin hum, which is really nice. Otherwise it's just too much noise. The cool thing about it, of course, each of these sounds is that you can fully custom the root pitch and pitch and these kind of things to get the exact sound that you want to match it to whatever revs and whatever kind of workload you want the engine to sound like it's having. So I guess that's that. And we'll go to load, turn load up at the top there, value of 1. You'll see it up there in red. And let's have a listen to the load sounds. So obviously this is exhaust, so it's open pipe because the truck's under load. It's different types of turbines. Still you have the super pursuit mode, jet final hum, and a speedo sound effect, which was from the not running engine, which I'll probably... I really should get rid of it. I don't want to, but I'm going to for this particular engine. Because the idea is, of course, when you're going up through the revs, you have the speedo, and then as we move down to the other sections, I'll show you have speedo coming down in deceleration as well. But unfortunately, that has to go. It's a shame. So, moving on now to the no fuel, which is basically when you're decelerating, you've got no pressure on the gas. Here we go. So you've got turbo whistle, turbine hum, coming down to auto cruise sound, and back down to cabin hum and idle. If we turn up some turbo at the top there in red, turn it up to a value of 1 as well, and have a listen to the turbo. So it's just a normal turbo whistle. Now this sound was taken from the Batmobile Tumbler sound engine that I made. So you can sort of hear that kind of metallic scraping, which is, you know, the straight cut gears in the Batmobile Tumbler. And then of course the rest of the engine sound, which I could probably change the pitch on that. That's a bit higher. Down to bottom to the auto pitch, and we'll maybe put that to 2.2, so you can hear even those slight changes make a difference. So I think 2.2 is going to be the sound. So if we take, we change between that and the unloaded sound, and we'll hear how the engine sounds at 4,000 revs in relation to how this turbo noise sound effect is. So you can hear there's a variance because the sounds have all changed from the original engine that this turbo was made for. So you can hear it's racing quite a bit faster, so it doesn't feel right. So we'll probably put that to 2.4. There we go, now it's coming down. Let's go up to 4,000 so I can actually hear the engine working. Still a bit fast. Maybe 2.6 on. 2.6. Yeah, there we go. We've got it perfect at 2.7. So that's the turbo. Alright. On to the next one. It's just the engine braking, so we'll apply brake up the top there. Alright. So we've got the speedo sound effect again from my previous engines. And it comes in when you're decelerating. That actually shouldn't be there, so change that. It's because the engine that this was originally built for had a 5,500 bread line. So let's have a listen. So we're sitting up at the top of the rev range, just cruising in super pursuit mode, or in this truck just going nuts. And then as we start to take our foot off the gas, here's what happens. So we have the speedo winding down, which is again from the previous engines. And we've got the engine speed coming back down, right down to idle range. And actually that doesn't match the engine now either. So let's adjust this. That needs to sound like it's doing 1,000 revs, so that means that that's going to have to go up. I think 950 is the key. So let's change it and check with the other engine. So we can hear that needs to be a bit faster. We have 50. Since it's brakes, it does need to be a little bit higher than the engine. But now at the other one we have to make sure it doesn't go too fast. So that sounds like it's at 3,000 revs already, so let's compare. Sounds better, but now what is it doing with our... It's actually pretty good, so okay, maybe try 500. Unfortunately, the speedo knows when to go. So that's all of our sounds trimmed up now, guys. So let's have a listen to what it all sounds like together. So first of all, we'll go through the whole thing with no brake, obviously. We want full load, full turbo. So here we go. Excellent. So get rid of turbo, get rid of load, put the brake on. Let's go. Slight variation in our engine brakes as you can hear, so we're going up. As we come down, obviously the engine brakes not going to operate too high revs, because it'll just blow everything up. So here we go. And then let's also just bring it over. Straight it. Perfect. Alright guys, so we've trimmed our sounds and I think that's going to sound a lot better, a lot cleaner. So let's save the file and let's export this baby and put it into the game and then give it a live test and see how it goes. So just find a folder for the KR20K Super Pursuit engine, and then here's the engine, and we want to check in the defs to see which folder it is for that truck. So it's Kenworth W900 is my battle truck. I think it's the KR Batmac engine. Let's have a look. Yep, KR40K Bat truck. Yep. Sorry guys, I'm just zooming past the actual secret torque and horsepower settings that I've got on this engine because that's my business. And tumbler sound.sui, so we go to tumbler sound SUI, there we go, so we've got sound rev, tumbler sound rev, that's those four here, these four. Just going to open up quickly let's take one of these across to Notepad Plus and find our folder sound truck tumbler. So it's just sound truck and then tumbler.bank is straight in there, so let's navigate to sound truck, tumbler.bank, there are the original sounds. We'll save those out across here just in case we fail, and now we know where to put our Fmod sounds. So let's put that across here. It's going to go into this build folder. The build folder is empty, so let's go across to our Fmod file, save it, and we're going to go to build. So it's built, so you can see in the folder down the bottom here that it's now built, and we want to export GUIDS. And as I found out earlier this afternoon when I was refreshing my processes in Fmod, we don't touch these master files at all. They screw everything, but we do need to take this GUIDS file and change it into tumbler.bank.guids and get rid of the text, so it's now a GUIDS file. Yes, we want to change it. Now we have our two new files. Take those, pop them into our sound folder, and that should be it. So let's give the game a start and see if we have sound. We've done it right, we'll have sound. We have made a mistake, we'll just rectify it when we find out if we have made a mistake. Hopefully not. The mistake I made earlier today was I was converting the wrong file to a GUIDS, and so there was just no sound. Fingers crossed. Quickly show you the truck as well. So if we go, while that's loading, if we go across again and have a look at our battle truck. So there's the battle truck, and so I'll just play it again, and you can see on screen here in ATS my battle truck. So I'm pretty super stoked at my battle truck build. It's my first, well, you might call it a low poly build in Blender for ATS, but you know, I had to make the shields across the windscreen and in front of the grille. Had to reshape the bull bar and then build the shell. And I built the shell as an accessory around the visor, actually the sun shield, so that it can just be removed by changing visor back to a normal Kenworth W900. And if you have a quick look here at the battle truck coming up behind these guys, looks super cool. And you see the resemblance to the shape I've built with the tapered cab at the rear and wider chassis. And this particular wheel mod that I'm using has wider rear wheels, so that worked well because the chassis naturally, the footprint gets wider at the back, which was perfect for shaping the cab. Alright, so here's the beast. There you go. So you can see the resemblance to my build compared with the screen track, and like I say, I preferred the chrome, so I've kept the chrome. I've yet to put spotlights on the bottom front, and of course the roof spotlight, crude, old school, non-LED 1980s trucks spotlights, which I'll do. There you have it, guys. I've put shielded windows in the back of mine, and the cab's a bit longer. But that's personal preference. So anyway, let's take this thing for a drive and see if our engine works. In game, go to drive. And now we will see. Hello, Blake Lively. It's a very Photoshop looking picture, airbrush looking picture. Alright, we have no sound, so that's worry. Let's get in the cab and see if the engine's running. If it isn't running, that's a good sign. Here we go. There you go, we have sound. We have revs. I'm just gonna turn this up a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So you can hear the turbine whirring in the background, winding up. It is on a loop, which is a bit annoying, but I'll fix that later. Meantime, let's get a roof cam. Oh, listen to that. That's beautiful. Let's get rid of the mirrors in there. We don't need that. And there you go. Straight away under acceleration, you can hear the actual authentic movie sound, which I took from the movie. That's fantastic. Let's go for a drive. Yeah, perfect start off. Awesome through the gears. That turbo noise needs to be fixed, so I'll fix that. Oh, that sounds so good. Engine brake. Listen to that. That's awesome. We must have been Roswell because we drove past the UFO. Oh, that's perfect. In cab. Oh, that's just perfect. Oh, the engine brake comes on fast though. Never mind. Alright, the only thing that's not working well is that turbine noise, so let's fix that. Apart from that, I'm super stoked with it. It's awesome. Oh, that exhaust sound is just mint. So, I don't think we can hop swap sound effects, so we'll just turn the game right off and quickly tune. I wonder if that's coming from the timeline start event. Might be looping from that start event. Let me see. It is, okay, it's looping from that start event. How do we get around that? We want it to spool up. It's gonna, so maybe, no, we need it to spool up. Let's try taking away the end fade, see if that does it. Oh no, it's not working. Well, how about we just turn the volume down a little bit on it. Maybe to -2. So it's not as annoying, but there's still a loop, which is a bit annoying. I wonder if that loop's to do it, the fade in. Let's try that. Nope. Okay, why is that looping like that? I wonder if how short I can make that loop. There we go. Shorter sound loop. It's still looping though, isn't it? That's annoying. I think maybe I want that to be there, but I don't want it to keep looping. What's the answer? Shorten it? Loop closer. Let's try that. Okay, about the duration of this clip. Cut that. Start offset. If we start it there at 3.257. That clip's actually too long. So it's 8 seconds long. We want about 4 seconds, so we make that 50%. Okay, just type the number. Let me type the number. 50. Let's try that. Still going to have that rise and fall though, isn't it? I don't think I had that problem before. Nope. on that wire. Let's try that. Okay. What's happening? Why is it doing that? Play count 1. I really want to have that spool up at the startup. We'll take it out for now because it sounds really bad. Set that back to normal because we want to have time for everything else. Let's check that. Go in here and have a look at this jet sound. Okay, alright, I know what's going on. Let's put that back in. Let's take the loop off. Let's get rid of stage 2 jet for a minute. Put it down there. Put load on. Pitch. For this particular sound, we only want it going for a short period of time. That's what it is. got that sound happening, I don't want it in acceleration, I want it in the part of the normal RPM. Maybe we can have it going until it overlaps with the normal turbo. Maybe out of there. And then we'll put turbo in there. Idle is 600 actually, so we just want it at 600 revs. Another look at timeline. Stage 2 jet still in there. So we've got our sound. Right, so we've got our frequency, and then when we come back to here. Actually, so we just want to clip that stage 2 jet. Well, we'll just clip this one. Paste it there. We'll have it fade out. So that's our revs. And what is the pitch on that? Okay. Perfect, then we can hear the other one in the background. A little bit lower. that. Still got a loop happening. Where is it? Oh, this one here we don't need to loop on that one. There we go, that should cut that. No more loops. Things working fine. Let's just quickly update that file. And I like to clean my folder, output folder, just so I know what's going on in there. So we'll build and export GUIDs. That's all there. Get rid of the masters because otherwise I tend to confuse myself. Tumblr, bank, GUIDs. Get rid of the text. Done. Yes, I want to change it. Let's replace those files and we should have a much cleaner turbine sound now. So let's start the game and check it out. Fingers crossed. So here's the sound that we want again, guys. Let's listen while we wait for the game to load.
I'll take you there, no problem. I know where it is, sir. Take you there.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's beast. Absolute beast. Alright, well, we're back in game, so I'll tell you what, let's get in our truck and see if we can get an outside perspective and how close that sound is. Rain. We don't need rain. Good, no more rain. That's the last thing we need. Let's start up. Awesome. Now we have turbine sitting there without a loop, without repeat. That's smooth. Wow, there was still something there. Oh my god, that's annoying. Alright. Alright, let's go for a drive. So that's perfect. That is the sound. There we go. Yeah, listen to that, it's perfect. That sounds so good. Let's listen to that engine brake. Beautiful. It's awesome. Let's get inside the cab. Oh, look at that. So as you can see just to the left there, apart from armoring the driver and passenger side windows. It looks really cool. The turret mounts are a little bit big, stick out a bit far, but it's alright. I'll build that in my next model, just fine tune it. Now listen to that sound. It's so cool. So the battle truck's coming along nicely. There on the downshift, guys. Yes, you do. Let's have a listen to that engine. Alright, here we go. It's awesome. We've got the authentic sound, plus a little bit of the custom turbos in there. And of course the custom engine regular made for the previous engines. Take this corner while we're coming in hot. Just need the downshift. Here's the trick, guys. Right hand bends from a left hand can. Can do. Some of those whoops. Let's do it. Battle truck is moving out. Brilliant. So I've yet to mod the actual engine definitions and drop its power down a bit. It's a bit fast. It's a little bit much torque. Makes it hard to drive normally if you want to drive normally. It's just too quick. And although I do fast mods, I do like them to be drivable, so changing that. But I'm just so happy with the battle truck, it looks so tough. And this Kenworth handles okay. I mean, I'm still only on a four-wheel drive chassis, so it's not 6x6 yet. And it's not weighted either, so to handle this power and not go all over the place, it's pretty good. There you have it, guys. The battle truck. Custom Fmod sound, good to go. So, a few refinements on the truck itself, but it is looking super tough. And like I said, I'll put the textured panels onto the cab over the weekend and change the trailer's dimensions a little bit, put it over a flatbed. But apart from that, I'm so happy with the way it looks. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that quick video about Fmod. If you've used Fmod, this is probably not new to you at all, but if you haven't, you can probably pick up enough tips just from this video to actually get started making your own Fmod engine. And thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you back on the next video.